verse number 330. Jivato yasya kaivalyam videhe sacha kevalaha yatkinchit pashyato bhedam bhayam vrute yajusrutihi. So if we try to look at that, we have many statements in different scriptures, different Vedas, to highlight that Dvaite Bhayam Asti. In duality, there is fear. In fact, in Taittiriya Upanishad, which is part of Yajurveda, so there is being said, Tasminihi udara mantaram kurute athatasya bhayam bhavati iti. So that means, tasya bhayam bhavati iti. So that means very clear that once there is a little bit difference, the moment I think I am different, the moment I consider I am body-mind complex, that's why I become different. There has to be fear. So that is what is being highlighted here. Jivatah yasya kaivalya. And of course, videhe sa cha keval yatkinchit pashyata bhedam bhayam vrute yajusmritihi. So this is being declared in Yajurveda, as we discussed. So what is being declared? That yatkinchit bhedam pashyatah, the one he who sees little bit difference. And of course, because of that reason, little bit, there has to be bhayam, there has to be fear. And it is being said by Yajurveda. Because any fear signifies that you are trying to make yourself or think yourself or look at yourself smaller than what you are supposed to be. Psychologically, if you look at it. Whether it is reference to a relationship, power, position, money, finance-wise, with reference to anything. So that's why here one has to be a little bit careful. There is no point of creating difference, seeing different from the totality. That is what it says, look. Now, jivadaha, while the person is living, and who understands kaivalyam, in fact avoiding only kaivalyam. So kaivalyam means kevalasya bhava, only one thing exists, oneness. So when the person is always abiding in one's own self as oneness, there is no two things. In fact, there is no one thing either. Because if I say there is one thing, that means what? Still I have doubt. It's like saying I am silence or I am silent. So if I try to say that I am silent, that means really I am not silent. So here it's being highlighted that this oneness abiding within one's own self, while being alive means with the vision, with the understanding. Yes, how is it possible? You can see for yourself. The best example is like when you go to somebody's house, you see something like some dust or some objects are little bit scattered here and there. Do you bother? You look at only the object is disturbed. Whereas if that house becomes yours, supposed to be yours, the moment you open the door, what happens? I'll give you another example. Suppose you go to somebody's house, some noise, children making noise, something or other is going on. In fact, you will enjoy. Wow, oh, they are making noise. Or sometimes you will be indifferent. Both way. Generally, you will not get irritated in the first sight, okay? First hearing. Okay, later on, if they create much more things, that is different thing altogether. But suppose you are coming and along with your friend or somebody is coming, you enter, noise is there. What will happen to you? The moment you open your door, there is irritation in you. So what do you see there? You don't see anything. You see only the sound because that is your house. And you have already a mind. This is how it's supposed to move. The people in my house must move in this way. Without this, they cannot move here. They cannot stay here. So you have already decided, you have already designed, in fact, you have already thought of in detail. Can you see this point? So that is what is being said here. How this vision changes based on the small priority. Here, when you understand, once you start avoiding, this is called avoiding in one's own self, that I am the totality. First I see myself as a totality, then something. That's why, especially in Indian culture, always it was being addressed that way. Not Mr. Miss is a horrible thing. Somehow I don't like Mr. What is this Mr. What? Has no value, has no meaning at all. In fact, it was being said Shri or Shriman. Srimati is married lady. Sometimes Saubhagyavati in different context. Sometimes in North India, Kumari. What it signifies is that you are first connected to what? The God, the totality. Then you are connected to your body, mind, your name. Can you see this point? By default, you are connected to the totality. So you represent the totality. Then only you are connected to body, mind complex. And when this way we address each other, the relationship becomes easier and convenient. I am connected to the God and totality. You are also connected to God, the totality. And because we both are connected to one thing, that's why we are together. Can you see this point? In fact, that is the purpose of the marriage mainly. That's why we look at the horoscope because of these reasons. Please understand. The purpose of marriage, looking at horoscope, not for anything, just to find out whether, to figure it out whether the interest is same or not. But you know, in matching case, boy is desperate, girl is desperate. Parents are worse. Do you know what they do? They manipulate. Because each family wants to get rid of, wants to do their job. Then they manipulate and whole life they cry. Have you not observed? Okay, they cry, I don't bother. But let them not make cry, poor fellows, two fellows. And worse than that, two fellows with another fellow comes, or two comes, or whatever comes. That fellow is, because sandwich between father and mother. You understand? How? So here is being said that jivataha yasya kaivalyam. When the person is alive, sees only oneness, abides with oneness. What to talk of videhe when the person dies, when the body falls down. So it's highlighting that Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti. So when the person is liberated, when the person is really understanding oneself as one is, while being alive, and of course after death makes no difference. The body-mind complex, please understand, body falls down, 5 elements goes to the 5 elements. Mind complex, the pancha pranas joins with the pancha prana rajasic aspect, and of course mind also goes back to the sattvic aspect. Makes no difference, it just merges. But unfortunately, those who do not understand, only the gross body joins in the 5 elements. Thank God, you understand, or else it is after, you understand. But whereas this prana and mind never joins, it creates wonder. That's why subtle body and causal body keeps traveling to get a new body. That is how we all are born. This is how we do not travel from one life to another life. So that's why here it's been highlighted. And of course, when this person is already Jivan Mukta, definitely that person, Videha Mukti, is just like that, which in Tattvabodha was highlighted. After the death of a wise person, makes no difference whether this body falls in the gutter or, in the Ganga, Kasyam Basupata Sadgurhyati. Makes no difference. Not that, some people, make a will, okay? After I pass away, nobody should touch my body. These are the people, not nobody. These are the people who must not touch my body. Mamma mia, hey please. Hey, who are you to claim that is your body? That means you are stupid. Can you say that you are a wise person? There are people in India, they have done. I am not telling you jokes. Hey, at least you can make a will for organization. That is I can understand, because there are devil guys. Okay, so better to make it clear so that there should not be fight on organization. Hey, not on your body when you know that you are not body. You understand? Means how contradict? Suppose if I make a simple logic, I say I am a wise person. So what is the wisdom? What is the? That means I consider that I am not body-mind complex. Simple logic or not? Supposed to be minimum. But I make a will, nobody after my death. So what do you mean by death? Okay, nothing wrong in it. After my death, these are the people should not touch my body. That means what? You don't have any vision. Still you have hatred. You understand? And these are the people should not touch my body. Then after that, let me not talk, okay? Hey, how can you make this? And people proudly say, he was enlightened. Yeah, I understand what nonsense it is, okay? I'm sorry to talk, but this is to be debated. I know if people listen to me, they will kill me. What? He is critical. I not tell you, they will say, Swamiji, now he is very critical. Hey, children, I am not critical, I am telling the truth, contextually, okay? And he is not an ordinary person, he is a great person of a great organization. That is the worst part. If an ordinary person, I will not talk this thing, okay? I will gloss over. However, that's why, remember, when the person is alive, is Jivan Mukta, for that person, to be very honest, makes no difference when the body falls square. It really doesn't matter. That's why it was there, our culture. This is how the sannyasa life was, which has been changed. In fact, Adi Shankaracharya did the exactly same thing. Generally, the first option was for the sannyasi body, that as they move, they in fact get, when they understand time is coming, they go to the jungle. So as you get into the jungle, what will happen is you don't have much strength to. So those days, tigers and all these animals will be there attacking. Finally, they will have a feast bhandara. Makes no difference. Or you fall down, thereafter you fall down. Generally in this case, animal cannot do it, to be very honest. So you fall down, so animal take care later on. Anyway, it is fantastic. Makes no difference. That is how Adi Shankaracharya did it. Adi Shankaracharya from Kedarnath, he moved towards, Kailas. After that, what happened, nobody knows. If that doesn't happen, second option was given those days, that put in the Ganges, so that fish will have their. And because technically, a Swami cannot be burnt. Then the third one is called Bhu Samadhi. So Bhu Samadhi means putting on the earth. But nowadays Bhu Samadhi is very good thing to do. Do you know why? Bhu Samadhi makes the organization to run. So how to get the devotees after the death of the person, you understand? So that is a very good way of doing it. And of course, because you are a knowledgeable person, what you do is, I am not telling you jokes. So with the names of, for example, I am Ananda, okay, namesake, I am just telling you. So make the Shivalinga, put Anandeshwara. So now Archana and everything, Shivalinga is there because perfectly. So that now it becomes Anandeshwara. So then what happens? Now those who have emotion, for example, you people are your children tomorrow, what will do? At least once in a year or twice in a year or every year or every 2 years once, let us go and meet our Swamis. So the organization runs. You understand? I'm sorry to say, this is the truth, this is the reality, okay? Don't misunderstand me, this is the fact. However, that's why the truth is, let the body fall wherever. Only problem is, if I am attached to body, if I look at me as my body-mind complex, then only I am concerned about my body. Next. Yada kada vapi vipaschite sa brahmanyanante pyanumatra bhedam pasyatyatha mushya bhayam tadeva yadvikshitam bhinnataya pramada. This is beautiful. Yada kada va api vipaschit yesa brahmani anante api anumatra bhedam pashyati. So if a wise person, vipaschit, the one who sees differently things as totality, if that person yada kada, just in a blue moon day, means rarely, whenever, what happens? Even if that person, Esha Brahmani Anante, the Brahman, that which is endless, infinite, but sees the difference of what is Anumatra Vedam Pasyatiti, sees little bit, tiny difference. I think I am different. That's all. Then he says, look, what happens? Atha amushya bhayam tadeva yat vikshitam bhinnataya pramada. Because this is a mistake, pramada, and because of this mistake, and because the person has seen the difference, which cannot be, changed, and because of that reason, now there is fear in itself. So in short, the fear comes when I am away from myself. The more I run away from myself, the more I am afraid of. Remember, I am not afraid of anybody. I am afraid of myself, my psychological self. That's why the truth, the reality is, The fear does not come from outside world. The fear is always in me, related to me. And only it needs a situation to trigger, to provoke or invoke the fear in me. And that happens the moment this sense of difference becomes stronger. And whenever the sense of difference becomes stronger, things becomes other in me. That's why in life there is nothing but a sense of difference. That's why religiously, in many religions they do that. While you do especially bend down, whether it's do namaskar, whether it's in balasana, like kneeling down, that time the energy pattern becomes so much. At least you don't create any difference. Some type of surrender happens without your knowledge. So that at least superficially, because of the physical posture, there is some type of attempting to become one. You understand? So that attempting to become or to be with oneness helps you to relieve and relax. That's why one has to be very careful in this regard. How? Let us look at next verse. Shruti smriti nyaya satir nisiddhe drushe traya swatmamatim karoti upeiti dukkho paridukha jatam nisiddha karta sa malimpuncha yatha. Says beautifully. So here is being said that, first of all, malimbucha yatha, that person is like a thief. So how the thief? Please understand. We have a lot of examples on thief, okay? If we try to see the thief, especially if you look at, so who is generally a thief? The one who does not understand one's own importance, does not accept one's own situation, but wants to enjoy life. So basically a thief is a person, or you steal that time without doing anything, you want to enjoy. And there is a sense of complaint. There is a sense of justification. How it happens, and once the person gets into, then you understand the person never comes out of it. So here is being said, look, swatma matim karoti. What is being done here is, one, Shruti smriti nyaya sataihi nisiddhe drushye atra yaha. It's very clear. In Shruti means Veda, also Smriti Granthas, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and many other Smriti Granthas. Nyaya Sati, minimum logic, okay? You don't need minimum logic, you need. That means hundreds of all these texts put together. They also say, Nisiddhe Drushye. They say very clearly that whatever is being perceived, remember, it is not self, because self is different from what is being perceived. But also, it is being said, in spite of that, what happens? Swatma matim karoti iti. Even the scripture highlights very carefully. Drushyam druk na bhavati iti. That the object which is being seen, drishyam means seen objects, cannot be druk, cannot be the seer. What I see cannot be me. This has been highlighted by the scripture, by the Smriti Granthas, Puranas, and of course minimum logic. In 100 ways, in 100 texts. But what happens? As you know, this is called habitual error. Always I consider me is what? What is sin? Can you see this mind? This is the point. When I say I am not okay or I am good, what does it mean? I identify with my what? Body-mind complex. Because the body is seen, the emotions are seen, but I consider the seen is me. Can you see this point? In fact, all the time I look at only that angle myself. I relate, I move, I function. All my day-to-day transaction is based on this. At least I should have some objective. Hey, look, this is body dharma, this is sarira dharma. Sarira dharma is supposed to suffer, let it. Yes, body is not okay, but I am as usual. Some uncomfortable is there, but body is like this. What can we do? That objectivity has to come as we start getting matured. So that's why I said, sorry, swatma matim karoti. So he who identifies, he who looks at this scene as seer, then that what happens? Dukkha upari dukkha jatam. So dukkha upari dukkha jatam. That means what? The misery, dukkham after dukkham starts popping up. So once this thing, because what happens? Remember, because it's a nishiddha kartaha. Because a karta, a doer, is not supposed to do. This is called nishiddha karta. It is forbidden things. It's a minimum logic. One not supposed to do it. But why the person does? This is the clue. Malim pucha yatha. Like a thief. A thief does not want to do anything, but wants to enjoy. So also karta wants to be bhokta. Can you see this point? So when the karta wants to be an enjoyer, identifies the objectified objects, seen world, and says, look, I am that. And more I have this thought in me to enjoy, more I say, me, you understand? And of course, sometimes me becomes mine. That is worse, okay? At least me, you can get it, do not slap, okay? So then we can wake up. But when this me becomes mine, that is very difficult to go away. It's not a joke. In fact, whole life is what? Me and mine. Please read next. Satya visandhana rato vimuktah mahatvamatmiyamupeti nityam. मिथ्याभिसन्धानरतस्तु नश्येत् दृष्टं तदेतत् चौरयोः. Very good way of looking at, again, same concept is trying to take very nicely. Because if you look at how satyavisandhanaratah vimuktah iti. So vimuktah means the one who is free. So making one's own self free. How? He says satya abhisandhanarata. So the one who is with the truth, following the truth, abiding with the truth, or for whom priority was only one, and that is called truth. Whose mind is always towards the truth, means one's own self. And of course, not only that, mahattam atmiyam upeti iti. So that person, what happens? Definitely mahattam nityam upeti. Mahattam atmiyam upeti, and that to nityam iti. So nitya means that me as eternal, and atmiyam means that related to me, the atma. Mahattam means that which is great. So that means when I am tuned to myself, when I am abiding with the truth or with myself, when I am established in me, myself or truth. Now, not only I attain nityam, is eternal, and this is called mahattam, the greatness that is me in me, and of course that is nothing. When this happens, definitely I am someone, always remain as I am. Means there will be no necessity of the previous chapter, whatever, previous verses, there is no necessity of any fear, any competence, any, let us say, sense of insecurity in me. I am as I am. So when I am in that, then why I am always insecure? What is happening to me? For a common person, he said this is the problem. Because of what? Mithya avisandhanaratah. Tu means whereas. The one who is mithya avisandhanarata, one who is always after, behind, or mithya. So mithya means that which is not truth, false, fascinating, you can use the word, or seen world. So one who is mithya avisandhanarata nasyat iti drishyam tat etat achaura churayoh. Says beautifully that how is it possible? He says, look, it is exactly like looking at, if a person is behind or is attuned to or after the seen world, nothing wrong in it. Seen world as me, that is the problem. Then later on, seen world will give me benefit. Seen world will give me comfort. Seen world will give me security. When all these effects comes later on, joined together, becomes a bundle. This is called, cause and its effects put together. Now that person definitely nasyat iti, gets destroyed. If not externally, definitely internally. That's why you can see, as you see, the face is the index of your thinking. If you are very calm, quiet, if you are a stable person, face will talk. If you are disturbed and this disturbance continues, that also will be reflected on your face. I will not observe this. It's like exactly how a mother is able to identify seeing the child, whether the child has eaten food or not. How they understand, God only knows. In a second, the mother can find it out. Whether whether my child has taken food or not. Because there is emotion, the mother understands that emotion very well. So also, here, if a person is avoiding within this false world all the time, definitely that person will get destroyed. How will get destroyed? Will get beaten up in life. This is how happens to all of us. Whenever we are being beaten up by the world, I hope so, it is because of not the world, because of the identification with the world. Can you see this point? I am being beaten up by my parents, by my children, by my spouse, by my students, by my anything and everything. Not because of them, because of my attachment towards them. Can you see this point? And nobody can beat me unless and until I am attached to them. And not that you should not be attached, please understand. You should relate with them, but you need not get attached. Swamiji, you think that we are going to leave a house or what? So you are planning, I think, to have more ashrams, okay? That's why you are preparing. So you don't have now. So now this is what you are doing. Hey, it's not my goal, okay? My aim. Wherever you are, please be there. I don't bother. In fact, I'll be very happy, okay? From a distance. That's not my target. Do whatever you want. But this is the truth. This is the reality. And he says, look, how it is. Achaura chorayo. So here he says that every person is not a thief, but happens to be a thief. Because of certain circumstances, the person is pressurized to steal. So also in life, what happens? Because of the habitual error, because of many other things, lack of intelligence, or because of negligence, let us go back to our world. Then what happens? Instead of satyavisandhanarataha, instead of abiding with the truth, instead of following truth, instead of making the truth as my priority, what do I make? I make mithya as my priority. I follow mithya world. Not only mithya world, maya world. That's why I always love to follow Facebook. Social media. Because nothing to do. You understand? Anyway, more of it we'll see later on, because I started sweating. I cannot handle it, to be very honest. Thank you very much. Please close your eyes. Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.